Now if you look just to the right of the leader, slightly above him as we see them, you can see Red 2 there, Flight Lieutenant Zane Sennett. Now Zane's one of the 3 first-year pilots we have on the team this year, and he's the second best-looking man on the team. After me. Or at least that's what I tell him. There's a few people looking at me here. I'm really not that good looking. Now Zane's a former Harrier GR7 and GR9 pilot, so a man who's been to Afghanistan many times, where the pilots there provide well-received ground support for our troops on the ground in some pretty difficult circumstances there. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Vixen. That's Reds 8 and 9 acknowledging the change to Phoenix formation, so the wings straighten up. 8 and 9 have got the smoke on, they're the 2 outside men, and as this is our most wide formation, or rather our widest formation, I can tell you there's some 300 feet between the 2 outside aircraft. That's about 100 meters if you speak European. It's a difficult formation for those outside men to fly because as the leader rolls at the front, they not only have to roll with him to match his angle of bank, they have to make big power changes and climb or descend a long way too. Well, we're a very patriotic bunch on the Red Arrows, so as the pilots turn past us now in a 3G turn in Phoenix, there comes famous British red, white and blue. Dave Montenegro, known as Monty, and he was born in Bogota, Colombia before he came back to the UK at the age of 1, and he grew up in Beckenham, Kent. He joined the Royal Air Force and went on to be a flying instructor on the Hawke and RAF Valley, where we teach our new jet pilots. But most recently he's completed a tour on the Tornado F3, so he's a fighter pilot. At the moment though, he's in Diamond 9 as the guys fly past in the famous Diamond formation. That's Red 1 calling the pilots into Concorde formation. You'll see the 2 wings of the Diamond slide back here to make what is my favourite formation. And as a team's photo chase pilot, I'm lucky enough during the winter training season to be flying around the 9 aircraft while they're flying a practice sequence, and I'm in a tent hall so we can take some air-to-air shots of the boys. You know, sometimes when you fly next to this formation, you can almost believe you're flying next to the real Concorde. So even if we don't get to see the real one fly anymore, we still love to do it on the Red Arrows. So as the smoke comes on, the pilots tighten up to 4G in this bed. This is Concorde. Formation, which is named after the Apollo lunar landing craft of the Eagle. So it was called Eagle. Now the lunar landings of the Apollo 11 space missions were in 1969. My elementary maths tells me that's 40 years ago, so that's why we have Apollo formation in the display this year.
Holding bank. Now, flight. Bang.
Now in this right-hand bend, the lowest man as we look at them, he's on the far right-hand side of the formation, and I'm sure he'd love to tell you a few of his war stories. He's also been a flying instructor on the Hawke, and last year he was the solo Hawke display pilot, so you may already have seen him. As they fly by now, this is Typhoon formation. This is named after the Royal Air Force's newest fighter aircraft, the Typhoon, and I think you're going to be lucky enough to see that aircraft displayed this afternoon by you. Scott Lockwood, who's this year's Typhoon display pilot. It's a great display, do hang around for it. Now Jace is calling the team into kite formation. You only see this display in our flat show, and we're flying the flat show today. And you can see why we call it kite. Now the lowest man in the formation, he's also the far left man, is Red 5, Flight Lieutenant Simon Ray. Known on the team as Kermit, because he sounds like Kermit the Frog on the radio apparently. He grew up in New Zealand, and he's a Kiwi. And he flew the Skyhawk on tours in Australia and New Zealand with the Royal New Zealand Air Force. That's no problem for him. He speaks both Aussie and Kiwi fluently. Now Kermit did a tour or 2 with the Royal, 30 metres or so from each other. There's almost no room for error. GR7 and GR9 pilots, and another man who's been to Afghanistan many times. He's also the proud father of a 9-month-old daughter called Olivia, who spends her time keeping him awake at night. God bless you, Olivia. See why we call that the corkscrew. If you think close formation flying the right way up is difficult enough, well imagine how difficult it is doing it upside down. Red 7 doing the difficult work there now. If you look over to the Blackpool Pleasure Beach just on the right hand side, here comes Enid with the white smoke on. So they're in leaders benefit formation. Jace calls for them to roll there as they fly the Python. Pilots here carving the coils of the Python into the sky. You may need to use your imagination, but I'm sure you can. Now, other than the pilots on the team, we've got 80 engineers in the Red Arrow. One of them is Flight Lieutenant Charlotte Fair, who's our junior engineering officer, and I believe her Auntie Linda's here today, so hello to you, Auntie Linda. Our engineers work all year round keeping the aircraft flying, and remember they're 30 years old, so that's no mean feat. Right the way through our 8 months of winter training and also through our 85 or more displays that we're doing throughout the summer. In fact, this year we're doing 98 displays. We've also got a busy PR team who are here behind us, so please come and see them. They're in the RAF section of the front here today. They'd love to see you after the show. Okay, back in from the right-hand side now. Here comes Jippo. This is what we call mirror wall. Reds 6 and 7 are going to roll in and fly upside down, just 300 feet above the sand, with 8 and 9 mirroring them below.